Hi all. The topic that I'm going to be discussing for today is an issue that has been a source of great sadness to me for a while now. I'm sure that a lot of your eyes have already run across it. I'm just bringing it into focus because I believe the issues are like words and that unless they are given a definition, they are meaningless. And so in this video, hopefully I'm going to define this issue so I can bring it into the physical plane so people can see it and hopefully want to do something about it. The issue that I'm talking about is concerning crystal children. Now, whether you believe in the idea of crystal children or not, that is not the point. The point is that they are beautiful and precious and sensitive. I mean, they're absolutely brilliant. This one girl, she's 10 years old and she's painting photorealistic, meaningful paintings off the top of her head. No preliminary sketches, just, I mean, amazing. But this level of brilliance can only happen if the child is very aware. And awareness causes sensitivity. And sensitivity causes susceptibility. And as any professional gardener will tell you, if you have a plant that's very sensitive, it needs to be grown in a greenhouse, where it's protected from all the elements, where it's protected from everything that could harm it somehow. And something that could harm us, we fear. And fear puts us in the defense mode. We're too busy defending ourselves, we're too busy focusing on not getting hurt to focus on our development. And that's why children should exist in realms where there's absolutely no fear whatsoever. And, I mean, they should be in a greenhouse. And, I'm not saying children should be sheltered. I don't think they should be sheltered. I think that, every child is going to reach a point in their development where they start wanting to venture out into the unknown, so they can be challenged and exert themselves and then come back and recover from the exertion. But there needs to be a place for recovery, always. It's like a puppy. How's the puppy better off? If you close up the box and don't let the puppy out, the sheltered puppy, or if you push the puppy out of the box and close the box so the puppy has nowhere to come back to, or if you open the box up, allow the puppy to come and go, and so that they can go out, exert themselves, but always have that safe haven to come back to. And that's what children should always have, that safe haven to come back to, that greenhouse. But not only are these children that I'm seeing, a lot of them not in a greenhouse, but the reason why a lot of them I'm seeing is because their parents have posted them on the internet. And I don't believe that the motivation behind the posting has anything whatsoever to do with love. I think that the motivation, judging from the responses that they get, I kind of tend to think that maybe they're being motivated by the responses that they're getting. Things like, wow, your child's really special, you must be special yourself, or wow, you're such a wonderful parent, you take such pride in your child. I don't believe that a parent who takes great pride in their child is a good parent, because pride is the operative word. And pride is an illusion. I see it's like an exoskeleton, a holographic exoskeleton that is made up of layers of light. And each one of those layers of light is made up by met expectation. So this child is being put in a position, it's one thing if your pride is being fed by the met expectation of yourself, like Muhammad Ali, he was prideful, but his pride was being met by, was being fed by him meeting his own expectations. It's another thing for your pride to be fed by someone else meeting expectations. And it's another thing altogether to have your pride fed by a child meeting expectations. Expectations always induce fear, the fear of not being able to meet up to the expectation. So these children are, they're like, it's like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, because they have this fear of not being able to keep their parents' exoskeleton intact. And this exoskeleton, this holographic exoskeleton, in actuality, like I said, it's an illusion, it's a hologram. They don't need an exoskeleton. They have a skeleton inside. They're substantial in themselves. They don't need this pride to substantiate them. But they've forgotten that they have this interior structure. And so they're focusing on this exoskeleton, keeping this exoskeleton, bright and looking solid. And they're, everything, because they're afraid if this exoskeleton dissipates, then they're going to dissipate. That's what they think, because they think that that's all there is holding them up, is this exoskeleton. And this child is made to believe the same thing. I mean, this exoskeleton is keeping their parents alive. And if this exoskeleton goes away, then their parents are going to be mush. And it's their responsibility to keep this exoskeleton intact. So they're carrying the weight of the world, or at least the weight of their parents. They're carrying their parents on their shoulders, these children. And, they know how bad this is. You can, if you listen to the video, their parents aren't aware, because their parents are so distracted by keeping this pride, they can't hear the cries of their own children. But if you listen, if you watch the video, any video where there's, this is going on, you can hear, underneath the layer of consciousness, am I performing my trick pony tricks well enough, Mom and Dad? Underneath that, you can hear them crying out, please, please let me be a child. Please let me have my childhood, that precious time where I can become the person that I have the potential to become. And that person I have the potential to become can contribute great things to this planet. And isn't that what we all want to do? Is be as beneficial to our environment as we possibly can. I mean, and someone might say, oh, not everyone's mission is to help. Well, think about why people have pride. They have pride so they can feel adequate. Adequate in their environment. But, it's an illusion that they're adequate in their environment, because they're already adequate, and then they have this illusion that they're adequate. But anyway, this pride that makes them feel adequate in their environment. But what better way to feel adequate in your environment than to be, not only are you fit for your environment, but you're benefiting your environment. That seems so much better to me than just fitting in your environment, to actually be benefiting your environment. Just surviving, pride lets you survive. But helping, giving to others helps you thrive, because you're benefiting your environment. And these children are being robbed of this precious time where they could develop to be these beings that would just contribute amazing things to the environment. But, they've already written down their plight. All I'm doing is reading the words aloud.